Hello, YouTube! The Banlist is here, and let's discuss it. Alright. Did we get good hits? What do I think of the hits? Okay. We're about to go over it. Shooting Rise in a 1! Oh, thank you. This slams pure odd eyes. Now, if you don't know, and you think odd eyes is just odd eyes and blah, 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 let me discuss. There are three main builds of Odd Eyes. There is Odd Eyes Orcus, Odd Eyes Magistus, and Pure Odd Eyes. This is a hit that slams Pure Odd Eyes. Because they're the deck if you face them on the ladder. Or Odd Eyes Amano is kind of in the middle of this, but they're the deck that goes on the ladder that throws out Trish 0, throws out the Abyss Dweller at turn 1, and says, you can't play the game. No more Trish 0, no more Zeta, because they need this to make Zeta. If people are saying, yeah, but they can make it with Noble Dragon. No, they cannot. Noble Dragon can only synchro to make a dragon-type synchro monster, a.k.a. Trish on its own. Or Black Rose, but nobody does that anyway. Or Ade's Meteorologist, but still nobody does that anyway. This is great. This is a perfect hit to the ban list, because this prevents Trish 0 on your opponent's turn. They can still do other things. They can make Dweller and Volafrane's turn 1. They can even do that if they went back to X and X and run Zhongkang, Jingzhang, which some people may try to do. But thank God, because this skill is so incredibly powerful that it was just ruining the game, in my opinion. Like, I get it. Like, you know, you like aggressive decks in the format, but this deck was just too much. It was too much to deal with. So I think Odd Eyes finally getting a boot in the pants was a good hit. This is great. I love this hit. And for all of you saying, but what else is at 1? You can't play this because this has Raging Dragons still at 1. So Raging Dragons at 1. And they can't revert back to Orcus because Babel's also at 1. Well, they could, but we'll have to see what other hits they have. But this is a great hit that stops Dweller, Shooting Riser, and stuff like that. Penix is sorted too. That's fine. Like, Midolshe can come off. That's completely fine. They're not doing anything anyway. I mean, you know, the only time you ever see this deck, and I'm going to take, yeah. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, it's okay. Like, you rarely see this deck at all. That's fine. Ah! I'm spoiling myself. Whoa. Debug the 2. Okay, good. Debug's at 2. This is a huge buff to Salad Code Talker. This is great. And this is excellent for Salad. Yes. This is good. Now you have Circle at 3. You have Debug at 2. Does this take Foxy out of the deck? Probably. Limits Foxy going back to 1 in the deck. Makes it a lot more consistent. Now you can open up Debug. Circle. There's a lot of good stuff. Ooh. That's actually looking really nice now. Dragon Pit to 3. Oh, yes! Dragon Pit to 3. Oh, beautiful. Now you gotta run 1 of this, 2 Penko, which they could still do, but it's less consistent. Now they're not gonna, I mean, it's sort of less consistent. They generally play 1 of this anyway. They originally only run 2 Dragon Pits anyway, so they'd be cutting it to 1 and 2 Bengals. But it takes 1 Dragon Pit out of the deck and 1 Bengol. I guess they can run a Summoner's Art. So it doesn't, it's not a massive hit to their consistency. I'm more happy about the Shooting Riser hit. Well, the one thing I'm really happy about, because Odd Eyes has got a mixed bag of shells, is this hits Odd Eyes Orcus. This makes sure Odd Eyes Orcus never comes back. That's what this hit does. This hit makes sure Odd Eyes Orcus never comes back. Because now that you hit this, now they can't play Beatrice. So, goodbye! Alright? Goodbye, Odd Eyes Orcus. Hope to never see you again. Adios, amigo. Odd Eyes Orcus is dead with this hit. Good. Now, the other thing I want to bring up with this hit that's relevant is that now they're going to end up probably playing Summoner's Art, 2 Pen Calls, and 1 Dragon Pit. But if they're playing only one Dragon Pit, that means now if you Cosmic their Dragon Pit, they probably lose. You don't have to sit there saying, "Oh gosh, I Cosmic the Dragon Pit. I think I have another one." No, this is a great hit. This card was super annoying because it just activated, popped the back row, and then proceed with their 50 million pendulum summons. But yeah, great hit. Molly to 3. I originally predicted Celestial, but this might indeed be better than hitting Celestial because this guarantees they won't play any Limit 3 back row because they're definitely going to play the 2 Mollies in their deck. So, this is good. This is the hit I wanted to do here. I just wanted them to cut some of the Limit 3 back row out of the deck. But now they can definitely not run Limit 3 back row because now Molly's at 3. So you're going to have to play Canadias and other things like that in D-Hero because no more Limit 3 back row. Good. That's it that D-Hero should get. Again, did they absolutely need that hit? Probably no, but getting rid of that, sometimes it just get overbearing by them ending on like Dystopia and like 3 freaking back row turn 1 was really annoying. But now they got a little bit in check on some of the back row that they can end up playing. Rocket's got no hit. Interesting. Okay, well, it's fine. Thunder Dragon Dark going no longer on the list. Very awesome hit. Thank you, Konami. Dark is free. Now we can play Thunder Dragons. Oh, I am so excited for this. That means you can now play 1 Melody, 2 Leviathan, which is exactly what I said Thunder Dragon needed. They needed the ability to play Leviathan again. The ability for them not to play Leviathan is a huge restriction on the deck, and for everyone saying, play Dark Arm Dragon, it's not as consistent. You want Leviathan, they should have access to it. That is completely fine. Dark, off the list, completely fine. This is another outstanding buff. Lunalight, Yellow Martin, off the list. Now, my opinion, Bird could come off the list as well. You could still now play 3 Bird, 3 Martin, although you can't play Tenyi, which is still annoying, but at least now this is a bit better. I think next Banlist, Bird comes completely off the list. I think that Lunalights don't need to be on the list anymore. So, good to them. I like Lunalights a lot too, so this coming off the list is good for the game. I don't think that anything really needs to change as far as Lunalights are concerned. Because there is back row and some decks that just outright beat it. And, like IDP and Warning Point's also a good card against Lunalights because, stop them on summon so they can't really do anything. And then there are things that non-target removal, such as Ding. The Orcus isn't relevant. There are other decks in the game that can answer it pretty well, I think. Well, I wouldn't say fully well, but I think there are decks that could answer them well enough to where this won't be too much of an issue. They bring out Leo Dancer turn 1. Hopefully not. If it becomes too much of an issue, then you can hit them back, but I don't think you really need to do that now. And there's still, it's not too much of an issue right now, but, in the future, may need to get, I don't know. Yeah, I like the hit now. I don't want to get too much into this. I like the hit right now. I like the free right now, because they're not really doing anything. Tatsudoku. This basically a free up of Stardust. Good stuff. Stardust coming off is something that should happen. I'm a big fan of it. So yes, okay. Stardust coming off, I am happy. The deck hasn't been doing anything outside of Restartic Synchron, which is fine, but the pure Stardust build can come off. Now, this Croc is still at 1. Yeah, okay, so they can't play Tretch in the deck. And they still can't run Limit 3 back row because Jet's at 3. But that's fine. Dark Contract with the Gate. Okay, DDD. Off. This is good. this is nice. D's not really been doing anything, so Dark and Gate are off, so you can play 3 Gate, 3 Dark, 3 Kepler. So the deck gets a lot more consistent. I like this because I didn't want Thomas to come off yet because Thomas is a little bit extreme. But overall, very nice. I like it. Fuki Midoshi Viper. Okay, this is fine, but why Yo-Yo? I don't know about freeing speed. I know the skill got a massive hit. Like, you have to return a card to get rid of Yo-Yo, to get Yo-Yo and dump die. So it's not as good because you get dump dead then out of him. But the deck got a major, this is a major buff. Because now you can play Fuki Midoshi Viper and 3 Yo-Yo. I hope to God Konami did not release a skill list that buffs speed, full speed acceleration, and be like, yeah, we should have hit this deck. We majorly goofed because, yes, you should have hit this deck because this deck in Odd Ice format was a huge problem because this is basically a coin flippy deck. To where if your opponent goes first with like God board Speedroids, then they pretty much just auto win the game because you can't really beat Crystal Clear and like double back row consistently. So this deck could have stayed dead for all I care. But yeah, they're I mean, outside of the skill, the deck is back, you know. I think that they might have some relevance coming back as a tier 3 deck. Because now you have you do have a restriction to the skill, but I still think despite the restriction, it's still good. You dump die instead of Danko, but they still make Crystal Wing off that turn 1. At least then on a couple of back row. And they will be somewhat consistent in doing that. Well, they'll be consistent in doing that, but they won't be as explosive, I guess, because they don't guarantee the dead Daiko, and they don't guarantee making the whatchamacallit thing, the puzzle in addition to add back the Yo-Yo. So maybe this is fine. I'm not loving it, but I wouldn't mind the Fuki, but the Yo-Yo, I don't know about that one. We'll see. Okay. Indigo. Freed. Okay. Mech Knight's coming off. Not my favorite deck, but, you know, it coming off is Mech Knights haven't really seen much play, so makes sense. They can come off a little bit off the ban list. Don't free blue and don't free purple, please, Konami. I'm not the 100% Mech Knight enjoyer, but I'm happy for all the Mech Knight players who love the deck, because it definitely did deserve, bias aside, the deck does deserve to come off the ban list because it hasn't been playing. Seen a lot of play. Farfa, yes! Okay, so it's no longer on the list. So that way, okay, I'm scared. It's not at 3, so I don't have to deal with, you know, conflict with Beatrice. So now this is off the list. What was it at? 3? Before? I think it was at, no. It was at 2. Yeah. It was at 2 before. So, no, you still can't play 2 tour guides because Beatrice is 3. Okay. So this is fine. Where's my elder? Yes! Free! Free at last! Freedom! Yes! I can play Limit 3 back or Ritual Beast now. Beautiful. So I can run my IDPs in Ritual Beast. Excellent. Great. Alright. Now just give me Steeds in the game. And we are. Ritual Beast can come back. Oh, yes. Beautiful. This has been a long day coming, Dominator. I know. It's you waiting for your Citrus to come off the list and it didn't happen. I'm so sorry, bro. I think they can get a bit freed, honestly. Overall, 9 out of 10. Really good ban list. I can't really complain. You know, I think the meta was really good list. KC Cup, honestly, like, a lot of the things didn't feel overpowered outside of Odd Eyes, but everything else felt, like, manageable, as far as the meta was concerned, so I can't really make complaints. I think that, you know, if anything were to get hit, if anything, like, were to come off more, I would say, you know, the only thing I'm a little bit iffy about is the Speedroids, because I don't know whether they, you know, 100% should have come off this early, but we'll see. Rockets getting that it is nice. I think Rockets, where they are, it keeps them in good control. You know, I think, yeah, well, Rocket is the only thing, like, another thing that people are arguing that should have gotten hit, and maybe Trickstar, but Trickstar is fine now because Odd Eyes is in control. Because Trickstar is a deck that is only a problem when Odd Eyes is really a problem, you know? Because Trickstar is the deck that counters Odd Eyes, but in theory, like, it makes... It's more of a problem when they're around if your deck can't deal with them. I think overall, I'm happy with this ban list. I'm happy. I'm really happy. I think it's a very good job by Konami. I don't think they missed too much. I think that there's a lot that I think that especially the way Duel Links is going is positive because the last ban list, the last mini box was a huge step in the right direction. And I think the next main box will introduce a new meta. I'm hoping. That would be great. And then we have a new meta to go into. Because the idea is not necessarily that you don't have any powerful decks in the meta. It's that you want to keep the meta fresh. You know, you don't want decks that sit around in the meta for 8 months. Because then everyone would start getting tired of playing against them. Like, the thing with Odd Eyes, and the reason why I clamor for Odd Eyes to get hit so badly is because it's been around for, what, 6 months already? It's been around since March? So, March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, so it's about 6 months we've had Odd Eyes. It's time for a change. And a change we got, which is, you know, freshen up the meta bit. You know, every deck has to die at some point. As much as we like playing said deck, it's important that we keep some cycling periods. So that way we have a freshen up metagame. You know, that's new. And the game feels new and fresh to all players play it. And not just for tournament play, but for the ladder. You know, if you don't like the state of the meta, you're not going to want to play the ladder either. So that's why it's important to keep a fresh metagame. Okay, that's it for me. Until next time, I will see you live. I will react to this live on stream as well. If you want to see my next live stream, it's probably going to be either tonight. Yeah, it's going to be probably tonight. Because I have some, we're going to do progression series tonight with Icy. So, make sure you follow me live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Sean Matrai. And I'll see you guys there. Bye, YouTube.